Time for the permanent map guide. This CC brings to us the theme of Who is Real, bringing back some of the familiar enemies if you guys have played that event before. Now, we're gonna look at the details of the enemies and then assess which risks we're supposed to be taking. And the goal here is to get you guys your risk 18 for the event so that you can get all of the rewards as far as possible. This way you can get all of these nice contract bounty that you can spend within the store. Alright, so let's look at the enemies itself. We've got Bitey over here. I've got my own little Bitey plushie that is going to support me by the sideline. I appreciate his presence. He's one of the easiest enemies of the stage. So he has C defense and C resistance. Any types of damage is going to be good against him. And then there's going to be Smarty as well. D defense, D resistance, but don't be fooled by the D attack. Because when two Smarties of different colors collide with each other, they have a huge arts damage that is like gonna basically eliminate all of your operators. And then afterwards there is gonna be Blindy. So Blindy can only be blocked if, let's say, an operator is standing on the colored tile that is the same color as itself. And this one has B defense and C resistance. So technically weaker to arts damage over here. And then there's gonna be Envy, who is weaker to physical damage. He can charge his attacks, so if you played the event of Neon Light, it's gonna remind you of the Nova Caster that had like the big range of blasts of arts damage. I can't recall how to exactly explain that. But this charging of attacks only happens if, let's say, someone is standing on the colored tile. The idea of this is that if someone stands on the colored tile and afterwards he hits them, he will change the color of that tile as well. So this is gonna be kind of useful to handle the stage later on. We're gonna use his skill to our advantage. And then there's gonna be the main boss, which is Free. So Free has A defense and A resistance. Weft and Warp deals arts damage to enemies in the surrounding cross area, changing the Hui-Ming attributes within its range. So this one means to say that whenever he deals his arts damage, if let's say someone is happening to stand on the colored tile and under attack by him, they will change the color. But this only happens, if I recall correctly, in his stage 2. If you take a certain risk, this will also happen in stage 1. So take note of that. Break the Chain is referring to the shield that he has. So after a certain time, he's going to generate this shield that causes a huge amount of arts damage. And it's a very big radius as well. But if you break the shield, then the massive arts damage will not occur. And you can see over here, during second phase, attacks twice, additionally unleashes Weapon Waft. This only occurs on the furthest target on the map. So this might be very useful for you to note. Alright. Now that we understand the enemies, let's take a look at all the risk here. Now, easiest risk for you to take is going to be Bent Tiles. Always take Bent Tiles since that doesn't overly buff the enemies that much. Then afterwards, we're going to take Decrease in Resistance. In the first place, a lot of operators don't even have much resistance to begin with. So minus 12 rest is going to be fine. As far as I don't want you to take this, but this does make it simpler for you to handle the stage. So we're going to take all MV have increased HP, increased attack, and also a decreased cooldown on their charge attack. Then we will take a deployment limit 5. We don't need to deploy that many operators in the map anyways. We'll take the DP risk. We're not going to use supporters, defenders, and medics within this strat all that much. There is a medic involved, but it's not going to be too expensive, since it's only double of the DP cost and the redeployment time only. Then afterwards, we are going to take all friendly units decrease max HP. Usually, you kind of want to reduce the HP of your own operators and increase the attack, because if you get the idea of just killing the enemies before they kill you, these kind of attacks are going to be okay to take. So that's what we're going to use over here. We'll take decreased ASPD. 20 ASPD is not too bad. If you go into the risk 2, yeah, this one can get serious. This is 40% reduction in your operator's attack. But we're going to only take a 20% reduction. Never take enemies gain HP. This is usually the worst tech in all of CC, because this simply takes a much longer time for you to kill the enemies. We're going to take ASPD up, as I mentioned. Kill the enemies before they kill you. So ASPD up is perfectly fine. We'll take a small little attack increase, which is 25%. We will take the boss tag. This isn't too bad. It's only 20% HP, 20% attack, a small increase in the defense, which is 60%, and 15 rest. If you go even higher to risk 2 and risk 3, it gets pretty serious. So let's not go to that. We're only going to take risk 1. And then for the Smarty risk, we're not going to increase his attack too much, because when he collides and if you have any operators in the way, they're just gonna instantly die. To be fair, even without it, they already instantly die. But we don't want to increase the attack too much because when you kill them, they also have a mini explosion. So no to this, we'll take the increase in HP and increase in res by quite a bit actually. The main damage we're gonna use in this stage is physical damage, since most of the operators here, most of the enemies here are generally weak to it. Even for the boss, he has A defense and A resistance, so you can choose which one that you want. Alright, let's look at the operators we'll be taking into stage. This is a perfect risk 18 composition right here. Now, you only need 6 operators. 6 whopping operators to handle the stage. Meaning to say, if you have other strong 6 stars, 5 stars or 4 stars that you have in mind to make the stage simpler, please go ahead. If you have extra vanguards in mind, you've got maybe like some other strong guards, casters, snipers that you want to bring along the stage, you are definitely not restricted to do so. Alright? Use this to not just maybe get risk 18, but even beyond risk 18. So, you want a Myrtle at skill 1 rank 7, minimally. You can have your Myrtle at elite 1. You may have a small tiny bit of DP trouble, so if you want to compensate for that, bring an additional Vanguard. But if not, fine Myrtle will do. Bring along an NTS sniper or marksman sniper. So Cruz is going to be the lowest rarity version you can go for. You can replace her with people like Ash, Exia, Blue Poison, Platinum, Jessica. I don't recommend. Cruz is stronger than Jessica at E1. Anybody else that I have in mind, April is fine as well. I don't have Aketo, but Aketo also good. The main 6-star to take into the stage is a Chen Outer at skill 3 M3. So if you don't have that, please come to my Discord server to add someone with that so that they can lend it to you. Alright? And then afterwards, you'll want a Gravel. Doesn't need to be an E2 Gravel. An Elite 1 Gravel will do at skill 2 rank 7. You're gonna use her to beat some of the arts damage dealing attacks, the Envy enemy himself. Right? Gravel is mainly gonna handle him and also a little bit of the boss. And then afterwards, we will take a very strong single target medic. So an example of that is going to be Susuro. Other examples I can consider is people like Pure Stream could be decent. You can take Warfrin, you can take Silence. Shining may be okay. Not on skill 3 though, because the boss deals us damage. So maybe you want to use Shining skill 1. Anyone else that I have in mind? Let me just give it a double check. Hui-ch'i will be pretty decent also. Mulberry may be okay as well. So quite a few options that you can take, basically to replace Susuro. But a functional 4-star Susuro, low rarity version, is going to be fine in this stage. And then afterwards, bring your best defender. Whether it's a healing defender or a defender has some kind of like max HP increase, that will be fine by me. So Cardigan with a huge amount of HP is super good in this stage. If you want to replace her with people like Saria, you want to take Metahorn, Liskam, let me see. Hoshiguma could be decent as well. Nien could be decent as well. No also. Yeah, quite a few options. Alright, that you can go about replacing. 6 simple operators to take. I'm going to show you guys the strat. Once again, learn from it, adapt to it. I believe you guys can not just reach risk 18, but even beyond. So, even to those of you who are new players as well, give it a try. Risk 19 and risk 19 isn't that scary. Okay? Anyways, let's begin the stage. Foothill Hui-ch'i. Risk 18. Now I'm gonna start by placing Myrtle over here. Now we are gonna place a NTS sniper, and one of the things that you have to consider is where might be the best place to place your NTS sniper such that it can kill Bitey himself. You notice this Bitey has already come over here and I can't place my NTS sniper yet. It might actually be decent to place an NTS sniper here facing upwards so that you actually use most of the tiles that the Bitey can walk. But since this Bitey is already halfway, not a good option. We can consider some other parts of the map, so maybe here might be good, facing to the right, but there's only 4 tiles. Now, the place I'm going to introduce you to as to where to place Bitey is going to be over here, where it's safe from the explosions, and there are 5 tiles technically to work with, which is this tile, this, and this. Now, we're going to use both Cruz and Myrtle to kind of DPS this Bitey. So Myrtle is going to use her flag to smack Bitey's ass over there and eliminate him. Now, only when the last Bitey has been smacked by Myrtle in the ass, then you can activate Myrtle's skill. Then you can place Chen Outer over here, facing upwards. Notice there's no 1 HP seal tag in this CC. So, we're gonna leak this particular blindy over here. Now, Cruz and Myrtle are doing a fine job. Now, once Cruz has killed that 5th Bitey that appeared on the map, you can remove her. You can replace with a single target medic, whichever strong one that you brought, over here facing to the left. And then let's activate Myrtle's skill again, and activate Chen Outer's skill as well. Now, place Gravel over here to distract this particular NV guy, and let NV kill Gravel. So what this does is that the tile was white before, and because he cast his particular skill, the tile has turned into a black tile. This is going to be super useful in the later part of the stage. You'll understand why later on. Alright, looking good. Leave Chen's skill on. Now we're going to use Gravel to bait again, as I mentioned. You place Gravel over here when Envy enters this tile. And before he casts his skill, remove Gravel, because we do not want to change the color of this tile. We want to remain it as a black tile. Then you rinse and repeat again. Place Gravel over here. And once more, don't trigger the skill. Once Chen manages to kill this NV, you can remove her from the stage. Let me just use Myrtle one last time. She's in range of the explosion though, so I'm going to protect her. Let's actually remove her from the stage. Next up, the boss has appeared. This is Free himself. So we're going to use Gravel to beat the boss. Now, take note. For a lot of these enemies right here, when they attack operators who are of a different color, they will deal a much higher attack. Same goes for operators. If they are of a different color from the enemy, they will also deal a much higher attack. But if they are of the same color, the attack is reduced by quite a lot. So that's going to be helpful to let Gravel tank this particular boss. So that's what we're going to do right here. As you see the boss entering the black tile right over here, you can place Gravel in. And you notice she is kind of okay at tanking out the boss. You notice his shield is up. Remove Gravel from the stage. Let him not explode anyone in the radius. Alright. And the boss has just stayed still over there. Now, notice there's 2 pairs of Smarties that exploded. One over here and one over here. When that happens, I'm going to place a Gravel again to just hold the boss back. But this poor Gravel is going to be in range of the next explosion. Just let her be killed by the explosion. Alright? When you see the explosion happening, we'll keep watch of it. Prepare your defender that you brought into the stage. Explosion happens, place your defender in, and place Chen Outer over here, facing to the left. Now, you do need to place your defender early and just in time as I did. Because if you let Free walk too deep into Cardigan's tile, he will actually attack Chen in his second stage, which is not what we want. So that is why I place Cardigan just in time as Gravel gets exploded. Now use Cardigan's skill if you need to in order to heal her. Use a Firecracker to change the color of this particular Blindy. So that way, because these 2 Blindies, they only get blocked by operators of the same color, this will help to hold him there into Cardigan's place. And we're going to use Chen's skill to eliminate all 3 of them at once. So activate Chen's skill right now. Alright, sweet stuff. And Chen is going to eliminate the boss as well in his first stage. I'm going to use Cardigan's skill again to get her health up. Now, we've got a Susuro in the stage. Let's use her skill to help to spam some healing onto Cardigan. Oh wait, but before that, change the color of Cardigan. Let's use Susuro's skill. The purpose of changing the color of Cardigan is that you notice that the boss was had a black color moon above his head just now. But he has flipped his color when he enters the next stage. So that way, Cardigan can still tank out his attack since they're of the same color. Alright, then Chen is going to use the remainder of her skill to help you to eliminate the boss. Feel free to use Cardigan's skill if you think you require. There you go, you're going to use her skill. Then Chen is just going to eliminate the boss a little bit more. A small bit of attack, there you go. Beautiful stuff. That is risk 18 cleared easily for you guys. With such a simple strategy to use, that is why I say I believe many of you can go even higher than risk 18 for this particular CC. I hope this strategy has helped you guys out, and if not, I shall see you guys in so many more days of CC to come. Alright, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I shall see you guys. Bye bye.